as long the bands are concerned, so I will be much happy for 7 or 7 plus.
Good, good. And you can, what I observed so far in you, that you can get easily that score, right? Hold on. Okay, hold on. Yeah. All right. And because if you got 6.5 or 6, if you can get easily 6 and 6.5, even having this much busy schedule, then you can get easily 7. The one who get 6 or 6.5, even in real or in the other, even 5.5, you can just boost this by doing little bit more hard work on those module where you got 5.5 or 6 or 6.5, right? 6 can be, these students can get easily 7 plus by doing little bit more practice on daily basis with consistency for regular days, like on regular days, if they have much time, so for around about 20 to 30 days daily practice should be done. Okay, yes, I hope so you will get, inshallah, like you are having the guts to get so far. Okay, writing tips are going to be discussed so far. Make sure you plan before you begin writing. Use the bottom of page 2 of your test booklet to make an outline or concept map. The very first important thing when professional writers do starts their writing. When professional writers starts letter or essay, description of chart or any essay, the first thing they do so far is brainstorming. Brainstorming means to make a proper plan what you are going to write. Brainstorming means like what I am going to write, what ideas I am going to include, what sentences I am going to include, what information I am going to include in all the paragraphs. I'm supposed to just think about those, you can say information, those explanation, those, you can say ideas, right? From where to start and how to close each paragraph. That also comes and brainstorming. In other words, you can say in some exams, like in competitive exams or in some other exams, there when you write an essay, you also write outlines. But here on this platform, when you write an essay, yeah, sorry, and when you write an essay, you do not write the outlines, but you are supposed to think regarding those outlines to be used in each paragraph. Like in introduction paragraph, you are going to mention few points, and those few points under the, you can say, under the circumstances of those points are those headings you are supposed to describe your introduction. Same goes for body 1, body 2, and then conclusion paragraph. If you are writing a letter, this how to start, 3 paragraphs should be written so far. Like if you wrote a letter in 1 paragraph, there would be a problem when you write 1 paragraph there, if and you made some mistakes, 2 3 mistakes in that very paragraph, punctuation mistake or some. Now, because of those mistakes, you would lose much score. But if you wrote 3 paragraph and you made one mistake in each paragraph, again 3 mistakes are there, but you can say you would like less score because you would have made mistakes in 1 paragraph, one mistake in 1 paragraph, but while there are 3 mistakes in one single paragraph, right? Now, the proper structure, the proper professional way, how to start, how to close, how to connect some ideas, and like 1 paragraph means one idea. Now, in brainstorming, you are also supposed to have this thing in mind, that in this very paragraph, what would be that one major idea which I would be talking about, which I would share in this very paragraph, right? Okay. Now, minor punctuations. Punctuation topic should be clear to you. It's a very easy topic. Just learn the basic punctuation, especially the use of comma and semicolon. The use of comma and semicolon should be 100% known to you. Like where to use comma, where to use these two semicolon. 1 page or 2 page, you are supposed to just read on these two, like the major uses of these two: punctuation, comma, and semicolon. I have also written this in my books. Okay. Next is capitalization. Which words you are supposed to use capital? The proper nouns or some other, the names of weeks you cannot write with small letters. Monday, Tuesday, right? That will be considered incorrect. If you're a general student, in task 1, the salutation name, the salutation word. Salutation means the starting words from which you call someone, to call the attention of someone, like dear sir. Now the initial letter of dear initial letter of dear, D should be capital. Sir, S should be capital. The closing of letter, yours, yours faithfully, Y, and F should be capital, right? Now, such kinds of points should be clear to you in this very topic for like avoiding mistakes in writing. Capitalization, punctuation, subject verb agreement, the most important topic for speaking module as well as for writing module. Subject verb agreement would also take 5 minutes from you or 10 minutes from you to understand this topic, right? 100% 15 minutes, maximum 15 minutes, right? To also remember each point. But around about there will be 12 to 13 points, like where to use plurals verb with subject and singular verb with subject, has and have, and like was and verb with the other subjects like anyone, someone, no one, police, with people, with news, with some plural titles, right? Like if you take the any of the book title that is plural, you are supposed to singular verb. Now such rules would be clear to you in this very topic, and you're supposed to be clear regarding this topic. Very important. Now antecedent agreement is 100%, you can say, similar to this subject verb agreement topic, but it here for nouns and for pronouns, what other pronouns you do use so far? The referent, right? For them, what pronoun you would use. For some nouns, what pronouns you would use. Them, they are, he are, she, it, right? What kind of pronouns, right? These would be clear to you in this topic, this very topic. If you ask me for notes, I would do share. Just read those notes, and those notes are going to help you. Okay. Conditionals, these topics, these few grammar, like the grammatical structure, the grammatical mistakes are very important to be clear to you, like the grammatical topics, to avoid grammatical mistakes are very important regarding writing module and speaking module, because at here your output is going to be checked so far, and in your output the grammar is going to be observed. Output, the grammar is the first thing that would be observed in your speaking and in your writing. Now in your writing, grammar plus punctuation, capitalization, and the way of conveying idea. Way of conveying idea means the coherence and cohesion. Coherence and cohesion means like one paragraph contains only one idea, or you have also included some other idea in that very paragraph, right? One paragraph in English stands for only one single idea, right? Now the starting, closing, and connecting sentences with each other, like you are starting the next second sentence in first paragraph, then third sentence, then fourth sentence, then fifth sentence. Now how you are actually connecting each sentence with starting words of each sentence to the previous one, right? These things are also going to be observed, and these things are going to beautify your way of writing, right? Like for example, some students do write and they start their many sentences with so, and then, and so, and so it happened, then it took place, so then there, you are supposed to go for some more connectors. Therefore, instead of so, therefore also stands for reason, so also stands for reason. Furthermore, in addition, I 80% ask in my lectures of writing and in speaking to students that please use some connectors to beautify your way of conveying, right? Because your conveying idea is going to be observed at here on this in these two sections, speaking and writing. Okay. Coming to our further points, the examiner judges your writing and its clarity. It should be clearly understandable to examiner by an examiner. If examiner is reading your, you can see the work, he should or she should get it easily, what you have written so far. Never go for using tough vocabulary, rather go for using, you can say, easy vocabulary, but the conveying idea process should be, you can say, it should be understandable. It should be concise. Some students. Now, last night when I was checking some essays, I would share also the essays result. Now, someone has written, I would not take her name, but someone has written like one paragraph, just round about 2 or 3 sentences with 3 full stops, right? And those sentences were of, I think, round about 4 or 5 lines. One sentence of 4 or 5 lines. How can you expect from an examiner if you wrote one sentence? One sentence means with one full stop, right? Now, if you wrote one sentence within 4 or 5 lines, like from here you started one line, two line, three line, four line, and fifth line, and you completed your sentence at here on this position. How you can expect that examiner would get the whole idea from this sentence when we reach till this position while also focusing on the grammatical structure, the starting and closing and coherence and cohesion and punctuation and all such. Now when we reach till this position, then we forget that what we have read so far at here, what we have read so far at the beginning, because these five lines idea may forget from us, like while focusing on the grammatical stuff. You are supposed to just use concise sentences, concise in a sense like to just two lines for one sentence. Try to not extend any sentence more than two lines. You can face many problems regarding mistakes, regarding making mistakes, regarding having one proper idea. The idea can be distracted, idea can be disturbed, the grammatical structure can be disturbed, the sentence structure can be disturbed, the subject verb object place positions can be disturbed. Because of what? Because of extending your sentence from more than two lines. We ask students to write sentence within paragraph writings in combined the compound sentence structure, right? So four sentence structures are there, simple. When you write only one simple sentence like he is writing something, this is simple sentence. But when you combine one another sentence with this is called compound. Combined with what? Combined with conjunctions, coordinating or subordinating conjunctions like and it took place in the are, but are, nor, are, yet, are, so, are, for, are, although, are, though, are, because, are, even though. Now with these words, when you connect two sentences, this is enough, right? When you connected two sentences, one sentence and in the mid or in the end somewhere, at the beginning somewhere, you put these some connect the conjunctions and you connected two sentences, this is fine, this is okay. Now you are not supposed to then just connect the third sentence with also with this structure, right? Try to write in a concise way. Concise mean in a summarize, in a short form, right? In a summarized form, right? Never extend your sentences in a way to just collect, or you can say include many different ideas within that single paragraph, right? It would be considered 100% unfair, you can say unfair. The examiner judges your writing on its clarity. Clarity means it should be also clear. If you made mistakes, how you should erase, that is also fine. But like that writing should be also fine, but the clarity at here means the grammatical structure, the starting, the closing, the connecting of two sentences, the punctuation should be used, the comma. The comma, just go for comma and the semicolon uses. These two comma, where to use comma, because the comma is very important, especially in essay writing, right? And semicolon when you give many examples, there you use comma, a semicolon, that this thing as having many types, such as then. Now before this many types, semicolon, and then you just use comma and the last example, the last you can say kind. And same goes for punctuate comma. You are supposed, like after all connectors, the conjunctive adverbs. Connector means when you connect another sentence with the previous one and use some connector like however, furthermore. Now after however, you should use comma. After moreover, you should use comma. Furthermore, you should use comma. In addition, you should use comma. Additionally, you should use comma. I would like to mention, you should use comma after all connectors and after all starting phrases of the sentence. The in, also called introductory phrases of the introductory, like they introduce the sentence that we are going to discuss something else in this of this opinion, right? Now after all introductory phrases, connectors, conjunctive, these you are supposed to comma. Now this comma should be understand, this comma punctuation topic is very important, right? This clarity would be observed by an examiner in your writing as well, right? Some students do write in a very good way, but they just also made they make grammatical mistakes. Grammatical mistakes are can be covered in these few topics, in only these few topics. It would take all the topics would just take around about 4 hours from you. to prepare all collectively, they would take 4 hours collectively, right? Punctuation, capitalization, subject verb, non-antecedent, conditionals, right? And this is going to improve your writing up to 100%, not even 90, 80, 100%, right? And the grammatical structure. Okay, you can write more than 150 words in task 1 and more than 250 words in task 2. Now, if you examiner would ask you to write like 150 words, but you are supposed to have a target and to hit how to hit 150 words and how to just write your letter or description of chart in 170 words. This should be your target. And in task 2, 270 words hitting target should be there for by you people to be made so far for hitting the target of 270. You will lose points if you have less than the assigned number of words in your essay. Examiner asks you to write 150. If you wrote 140, 130, that can also like our low score from you. Okay, your target should be instead of 150, it should be 170. Instead of 250, it should be 270. Okay. Learn to look at your writing and estimate how many words it is. Don't waste precious time counting words. In real exam, never waste your time to count your words. But at here in the practice days right now, when you are doing practice, that's why I ask you guys to write answers of the listening module, reading module, and the similar answer sheet that would be assigned to you, that would be given to you, and the IELTS real exam, right? Now, the same goes for writing portion. When I assign any writing work, if you write it in the Word Office file, that is also fine, because you may have intention to appear in the, you can say, computer-based IELTS, right? But if you are appearing in the paper-based, that is much recommended from my side, and you can say in the real exam hall, and then you write on the paper. You are supposed to write from now to do practice on the similar pages, right? Your mental approach would be also familiar with that, comfortable with that, feel good with that, and also you would analyze like in this very paragraph, if I wrote 5, 6 sentences, how many words can be this, right? Because in these practice days, you can count words and you can analyze. In this line, I wrote 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 7, 7. Right now, how many 6 multiplies 7? 42, right? Now, this is your, you can say, counting process, how I can count so far in the practice days and on the similar pages. There an exam, don't waste time on that. Just predict. You can photocopy the writing answer sheets for, yeah, to use that for your answer. Remember that you will be allowed to use a second sheet if of paper if necessary. If you are of the opinion that I have to write just to hit the target of 300 words and then you just required any extra sheet, then you can, right? But just I would recommend you to not extend from 270 to 80 to 90 words, right? To avoid more mistakes, right? Because if you write more, you may just like done, you may make many mistakes, right? You may do many mistakes. You are supposed to you are requested to just hit the target of 250 and to keep the target for yourself 270 to 280. 270 to 280 I have to write so far. And paragraph 1, like in the body, in section 2 essay, and paragraph 1 introduction paragraph, I have to write 60 words. Paragraph 2 and 3, the body paragraphs, I have to write 70 plus 70, 140 collectively. And in the last conclusion paragraph, again, I'm going to write 60 words, 60 to 70. Now, collectively, these words would be like from 260 to 270. This should be your target. Okay. Now, remember that you will be, paraphrase the question in your introduction that would be discussed in the essay, right? You are supposed to paraphrase, you are supposed to synonymize your title. The title, the question that would be assigned to you to write an essay on that very question, you are supposed to just paraphrase it in your introduction. Never write the similar words, the same words of the question in your, you can say, and the introduction. Rather paraphrase it, rather just synonymize it. Use some other different words to write the same question, the same title in your introduction part. Learn the words and phrases. Yeah, this is very important. Learn the words and phrases and some connectors as well for clarity. Learn some words and phrases, the starting words, the closing words of each paragraph. You can learn, I can recommend you the essays, some essays even in the documents group, right? If someone wants me to recommend the most, some of the students whom I like the most, how they started their essays, the paragraph structure, I just really like that them most, right? Now, some phrases should be learned by you, like the next paragraph, how I can start. the introductory paragraph, how I can start, like those starting sentence would attract the examiner, influence and impress the examiner, and would also have the best impression on examiner, because the first impression is going to impress examiner, right? How you have started so far. The starting words, the phrases, the some connectors should be in your mind. At least round about 12 to 15 connectors should be in your mind. 12 to 15 connectors for writing and speaking portion should be in your mind, like how I can connect the next sentence with the previous one by using some connector instead of going for and so then, right? Okay, to beautify and to make it more professional in the speaking module as well the writing. And task to add personal experience and details whenever possible. In opinion essay, you would also mention personal experience that would be discussed in introduction paragraph. Understand the question before you begin the answer. You must understand, this is very important in each section, all the modules, writing, reading, listening. Just first thing is to understand the question is going to give you the answer. Otherwise, if you did not understand the question and directly started the answer, you may face difficulties in just giving irrelevant answer, right? Make sure you address all parts of the task, organize time carefully, like 20 minutes would be given to you for task 1 and 40 minutes in writing two tasks, 40 minutes for task 2. Now within 20 minutes, start out 2-3 initial minutes for brainstorming, like what I am going to write, the first point which we discussed so far, the brainstorming, what I am going to write. You can mention some of the headings for yourself, and and the page 2 bottom, on the bottom of page 2, like to just keep those points in mind, and then I will write this paragraph on this heading and the second on this. Another thing, the first 2-3 minutes you can say sort it out for the brainstorming, the planning, right? Note next 15 minutes, 15 to 16 minutes should be given to writing, and next the last 2-3 minutes within these 20 minutes that in task 1, just give it to revising, because many students, when I check their work, they are, you can say, 7.5 and 8 band students in all the modules. But when I check their work, the writing especially, their ideas, their starting, closing, their connecting, I just really appreciate that, like how beautifully you can write so far. But I also face some minor mistakes in their work, in each paragraph. Yeah, and those minor mistakes, I then understand that this person is having a good command, like he or she knows that this is mistake. This is like the minor mistake, but he did not just revise his answer sheet. He did not, or she did not revise. You are requested, you are supposed to just revise your answer sheet. The each answer, task 1, task 2, for 2 minutes, for last 3 minutes should be given to this task, right? To each task 1, task 2, because there you can just see, like somewhere you may left, like that. If you are writing photocopy, you may have left why and hurry and thinking regarding another word or another idea, right? Sometimes it happens so far by from each student side, right? So you are requested to just left 2-3 minutes for the revising portion, because an examiner also analyze and observe, like this student have gone through it or not, right? Have revised it or not. 11 number point, write your essays on the correct place, the task 1 on the correct place. That essay should be written on page 3 and page 4. Like 4 pages would be given to you. In those 4 pages, page 3, 4 should be only for essay. You cannot write it on page 1 and 2. Page 1 and 2 is for task 1. Task 1, the letter writing or the description of chart. Task 2 needs to be written on page 3 and 4. Indent is my favorite point. Indent each paragraph. Many students also never care about this one. Indent each paragraph means when you completed one single paragraph at here, now starting the next paragraph, you should start it from the by leaving half line and then just take a start, and then you completed the next paragraph, right? Just leaving half line and taking a start is called indent paragraph. Indent each paragraph means leave small space between paragraph. That would make it clear to an examiner that this person has started the next one. Otherwise, if it may not clear to examiner where you close where you started the next paragraph, you where you close the second, and where you started the third paragraph, right? If that would be not clear to examiner, it would be also considered as unfair thing, right? And you can say informal way of conveying ideas and conveying and writing paragraph structure, right? The structure, everything would be disturbed. So far, intent should be there, like it should, there should be clarity in starting the next paragraph. Where each paragraph begins and ends should be clear. These come also in clarity, should be clear to examiner. Write clearly and legibly. My writing is not for me, it is for others. Others means examiner, the one who is going to observe, the one who is going to check, the one who is going to take an interesting to take an interest, right? The one who is going to enjoy your writing, the one who is going to understand it, the one who is going to observe it, right? All such things are like that. And my writing is for that only one person, the one who should be the interested reader for when he or she would read my writing, right? You are supposed to just enjoy in this way. Like you have to like when students do speech, we ask them, when you deliver an speech, you are supposed to just act, to do a kind of act, to do a kind of action, in a sense that you should also enjoy it. When you would enjoy it, believe me, examiner would enjoy. Otherwise, if you would think like, I have to get rid of it only, I have to just do it, I have to just do it, means if you are even much talented, but if you thought like, I have to just do it, then do it would give you not less than you can say not more than 6.5, right? You can get 6, 5.5, 6.5, right, in right this portion. But if like by not taking an interest, right, you are supposed to take an interest and do it with like with you can say, so honestly, with seriousness, with more attention, with more interest, right? And then it would be easy for you, and you would be focused on each minor mistake. You want write clearly and legibly. My writing is cross out changes neatly and erase thoroughly. You should not cross like this, right? Cross just on by crossing one line if you made mistake any spelling or sentence. Leave some time at the end. Yeah, this is discussed. Check correct spelling and some punctuation mistakes, right? Like after all connectors, you should have used punctuation, and after the you can see the example word, you should have used comma, right? The example are, for instance, you should use comma, comma, but after I dot e, you should use semicolon. After eg dot g, you should use semicolon. These things should be clear to you, right? In the punctuation, read as much as you can and as often as you can, so that become more familiar with writing. Because when you read more, your reading also gets improved. For speaking, you should listen more, because you would know the pronunciation, the way of communicating, and communication and communicating ideas, right? And also how they are starting and closing. Same goes for reading. When you read more, you would know the author structure, the writer structure, how they start paragraph, how they close paragraph, where they use punctuation, and all such thing would be clear. And these things students mostly avoid. The very important thing they mostly avoid is reading. You would get a lot of ideas as well. Like reading also help you in speaking, the reading section, and as well as in speaking section, as well as in the writing section, and also in listening section. When you learn new vocabularies, those new vocabulary words can also help you in listening section. Reading is very important, because your ideas will get flow like a river, like a water, right? Okay, study the sample score responses. The score responses should be clear to 38 score equal to 9 bands or 8.5, right? This should be clear to you. Watch your time. You have only 20 minutes for task and 40 minutes for task 2. So this was all regarding like the to prepare your mind for writing schedule, writing module. And tomorrow onwards, we would go discuss essay task, and then we would go to discuss task 1. First, we would discuss task 2. That is very important, having like 6 bands, and task 2. And the another task 1 is having 3 bands, collectively 9 bands, right? So much focus on the task 2, especially because there, if you make even 3 punctuation mistakes, or if you make some other mistakes, or if you use this so word repeatedly again and again, and then words again and again, this thing also shows like you are lacking fluency in writing. You can say the coherence and cohesion in writing, right? So go for some other connectors to use them. And another thing, many students also make mistakes in this thing when they write these connectors like moreover, right? Moreover, when they write however, moreover, and there you can see the in the mid of a sentence. Now you are when you write these connectors in the mid of a sentence, when you connect two sentences, but you did not just end the previous sentence with full stop, yeah, you use that in the mid only to connect those two sentences, right? You are supposed to use comma before these connectors when you are writing it in the sentence mean me within the mid of it. But when you completed one sentence with full stop and starting the another sentence with some connectors, you are supposed to use punctuation comma after these connectors, like however then comma, furthermore then comma, in addition then comma, if you are writing these connectors after full stop. Otherwise, comma should be written before this. Same goes for the coordinating conjunction, right? Especially the so only. So when you are writing so in the mid of a sentence, just use comma before so, because this is coordinating conjunction. English rules, grammar rules tell you that, and have taught you that before all 7 coordinating conjunctions, you are supposed to use comma before those conjunctions. So far, not, but, yet. So yeah, these conjunctions you are supposed to use comma before. But if you are starting one sentence from so, then comma should be used at here after so. Okay, these few points should be clear to you regarding punctuation, which I continuously face a lot of mistakes regarding these points within many students work, right? And learn these few topics to improve it. Now if you have any question, you can ask. Yes, please. Yes, Nirvani, Rashid, Tayyiba, and Adnan, and Huram. Yes, any question, any query?
No, sir. Thank you.
Okay, welcome. I try to just, yes, share your work on daily basis. I do check and I share your result in a day or two, right? But you are requested to share your work on daily basis, because this thing is going to help you a lot in improvement, right? Because sometimes when students do not perform, like last night in reading section, many students didn't attend those reading tests, right? Now when they do not like take some modules seriously and do not work on those modules regularly or consider it as a burden, then they face difficulties at the end. At the end, when they just apply for a real exam, then they say, oh my god, the test is coming, only 10 days are left. Who said this? Yeah, in the current students, oh my god, only
So the last night reading test was quite tough, and the last listening test was also quite tough.
who is this? Adnan. Yeah, but you got very good score. I
Oh, I said it, I remember, but I was ready for the test,
yeah. So this thing,
for the speaking.
this thing, any student
I've
who's
been able to get 7. On you put 5,
you
I
mentioned
need
you
more.
mentioned that, oh my God, only 11 days are left. Another student asked me, sir, I want to postpone my test 20 days. 20 days. I said, okay. I just when 20 days just passed, I said, how is your preparation? That person said, sir, can I postpone it for a month? I said no. And then she appeared, right? So this should be done, but at the time when you not do practice on daily basis. Consistency is very important. If you think like when you have only 1 month, that 1 month practice is important, right? To achieve 7 plus, right? 1 month practice is 100% important on all the modules. 1 hour 20 minutes, only 1 hour 20 minutes on daily basis, and 1 month from 20 days till 1 month, right? Also depends on the each student's level, right? If you are getting 6 bands even in any of the module, you can rise up till 7.5 in that module even, right? By doing much more practice with consistency. Yes, yes. Okay. Any other question, query, or want to share something? All right. Okay. We are ending the session at here. I would also check some of students' work and would share the result. Okay. And in speaking, do participate. I would share some more questions for you in speaking appraisal. And do participate on daily basis, right? Wish you very, very best of luck for all the modules. Thank you. Goodbye.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.